crowd has no concept of kink, but you swear for a second it just hesitates. So anyone that's decided to click on this thinking it's actually going to be enjoyable, and welcome to a D&D game in a random living room in the middle of Norfolk. Nice and simply, this is a D&D game that these guys wanted to do to play the actual full rules, and I was the only one that ever played D&D before, so naturally I'm now in charge of them. Worst mistake in my life. This is a mostly homebrewed game in like its own completely different like settings and continents, anything from what you'll find in the handbooks and rule books and shit. So there's a few things that any rules lawyers will probably just be like, "Hey, you can't do that." I'm like, fuck you, it's my game. Yes, I can do that. Just a quick bit of setting. They're currently going through a place called the Freelands, which we do have a map for because they made friends with an artist who made them a map. There's the Freelands on a continent called Nochlul. I believe that's how I decided I wanted to pronounce that. Nochlul. Just south of a large continent called the Fourth Great Rawhaven Empire, and on the coastline of a place called the Solarian Ocean. Where the party is at the moment, they're all level 3. You guys are still level 3, aren't you? Yeah, they're all level 3. They started at level 1, and they all met in Meandertown as they were all waiting to be hung for crimes that were completely fucking bullshit. After breaking their way out of that and ingraining themselves in the rebel cause of Meandertown that was fighting against the tyrant of the town, a corrupt businessman, politician sort of guy called the Silvertooth. After venturing into the mines to find some hidden papers and documents the Silvertooth wanted to hide from the rest of the town, and successfully retrieving them despite them being guarded by a really big spider, they returned them and kept helping the rebel cause out, getting the tavern burned down along the way. That was a bit silly. They eventually overcame the Silvertooth by invading his home and making him shit himself and then executing him in front of the rest of the town, which is half of the course for you lot. After which the town had a lovely big massive celebration to revel in their freedom, and you guys got ridiculously drunk. Freya pulled. Don't forget the Chunderbush. Yeah, so figuring out what to do next, the party, an NPC that the party had made friends with by the name of Tirani Dorsal, a 19-year-old artist that had never left the town before, asked them to accompany her to Jagrock Port, a nearby trader city, so that she could attend an arts festival that was happening there in a week. And on the journey there, the party found out that their paladin was wanted for murder that she did not commit. She says she didn't commit. And they also received a distress call from a gnome settlement called Coppercoil in a nearby forest grove, saying that they were currently being attacked and they were asking for assistance. And we're going to be jumping in most of the way through them helping the settlement of Coppercoil out. We will get to that in a second because I'm going to stop talking because I hate the sound of my own voice. So. And hand it over to these three fuckers to introduce their characters. So this is a 3-person party at the moment. There was a 4th, but he's currently taking some time off due to studying for a PhD, which is fair enough.
My character is William Dragonsworth III. People call him Bill because it's easier than saying William Dragonsworth III. He is a young dragon. He is a bard. He plays the viol very, very well. He's currently on his gap year and he's exploring with some wonderful, lovely people that he's found. And yeah, Bill. What?
Yeah, that's
Bill.
That's pretty much the backstory we gave you.
My character is Freya Rosewood. She is a lady.
Carry on. Everything's right so far.
She is a lady of enormous wealth. Grew up on a large estate. Had a rival family that she didn't like, and then she had to leave rather unexpectedly after she was accused of murdering her lady lover, who happened to be of the other rival family. And so she then became religious. I'm not good at explaining, I can't. The religious name.
Sensing your pain and your
He does it better.
sensing your pain and your loss and your urge to set things right, you were contacted by the deity, which I'm forgetting how to pronounce myself. It is in your folder. Tritherion. So you were approached by the god Tritherion.
I'm basically the Jesus of this religion.
You are his chosen ward on this realm.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And yes. What else about Freya? Well, she's 27. You know. Medium size.
Stop
is.
reading the stats.
Bit busty.
Hi, I'm Oliver, also known as Delfo, Galanodel. Yes, I didn't pick the last name. I'm aware that it's from another campaign, but hey.
It's one of the suggested names in the book.
I'm sure it is. I am a elf, basically. I'm a spy. I'm good at being hidden in the shadows. You know, that kind of thing. As most elves are. Quite chubby, like my character, like me. Sorry. I'm 101 years old, so I look like I'm mid-20s-ish amongst this lot anyway. Probably look like the youngest.
You look about 20.
Yeah, there we go. There's not really a lot I want to say because it's, you know, dark and brooding and mysterious, as with every elf. But hey, you'll find out as we go.
I'll say all they know about you at the moment is that you're a ranger that's been living in the wilderness for a while, and past that, no one really has any clue about you other than the fact you really like throwing fire at everything.
I have fireball.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. There's not really much to say.
Okay.
Yet.
Our band of adventurers, with Tirani tagging along beside them, started the journey to Javrock Port to attend the arts festival being hosted in a week. After saying their goodbyes, stocking up on supplies, hey, that rhymes, and purchasing a horse and a donkey-pulled wagon, they hit the open grass plains and the farmlands of this outcrop of Bordeaux. After fending off a winged monstrosity that was ambushing carts, they bedded down to make camp, and whilst on watch, Delfo was approached by a shady figure, who revealed he was on the hunt for Freya after picking up a bounty posted in a nearby crossroads settlement. Despite negotiations, Delfo refused to give up his travelling companion, and after a twilight skirmish, forced Freya to come clean about some aspects of her past, and why she is wanted for possible murder. Freya revealed she was once deeply in love, and her beloved was murdered, with Freya apparently being framed for this crime. The next morning, the party was greeted by a frantic messenger bat from nearby Coppercoil, a gnome settlement that acts as a postal service to all the freelands. The message said that the township was under attack and was asking for immediate aid. Travelling to Coppercoil, which is housed in a massive tree stump in a shaded forest glade, the adventurers found several gnome corpses and a party of mysterious dwarf-like creatures currently raiding the wares. Fending off many of these raiders, and knocking them off with a set of stairs that don't exist, as well as encountering a defensive fountain octopus, an alchemist's guard armour, and a terrified birthday girl, the party takes a few moments in a small farmhouse as this battle nears its final moments. So when we left off, you guys had just found the little girl, the little gnome girl hiding from... she'd revealed that she had... her family had been kidnapped by these dwarves and some sort of large insect-like creature.
Benjamin is pinned to a wall.
Yeah, he's dead, pinned into a wall in his alchemist lab.
Something like that.
And you hadn't told her that because she didn't want to.
Because she's a little girl.
Yeah, you didn't want to ruin her
So, did we
life.
tell her to go hide in the toilet again?
Yeah, she's back hiding in the outhouse. You know that they were carried off to the drying house,
Everyone knows.
which on my little map of Coppercoil, this is the farmhouse we are currently in, and you know that they from Delfo's tracking of the spider tracks, they were dragged this way.
So there's birthday cake.
No, we got the cupcakes.
The cupcakes you found in the local deliveries bin of the mailing house for this little girl, and I don't think you actually gave her them.
No, I think we did. Yeah, I've still got them. I've got 9 chocolate
You
cupcakes.
gave her a clockwork snail.
I gave her a clockwork snail
But
because...
you didn't bring up the
I'm a nice
cupcakes. I don't know whether you
person.
forgot they
I just
existed
forgot
or
they were a
not.
thing.
I ate
Right,
one anyway.
so you're taking a few moments to before taking your next step. So, what are you doing? Something in the back of your mind is probably thinking time is of the essence here. Since they were dragged off alive.
I didn't know they were alive.
Delfo's tracks.
Are these are they? Do I know from the tracks that they're those fucking evil things we met in the forest? The weird.
They are different tracks. They reminded you of the hands, because they're two deep gouges,
Yeah.
just much bigger.
Oh yes.
You're first.
Where's the map?
Well, you don't have a map of the Coppercore Light.
Oh, we
Yeah,
know
but we're in it. We can see it.
Yeah.
Can't
So you're currently in the back half of Copper Coil.
we? Yeah.
This bit is dimly lit, but it is lit. You open the shutters over here, so there is sunlight pouring into this bit.
Yeah.
And this is the portcullis gate.
We had that fight.
Yeah, that fight round there.
Yeah.
And this is Silas's fountain.
Yeah.
This is, I believe, that I can't. That one, I think. No, that's the snail. That's the snail. That's the snail. That's Baywind's workshop,
Yeah.
where he's pinned to the wall with the javelin and the armor now is.
Yeah.
And then this is the farmhouse, and this is the little outhouse where you.
So she's in the house. We're in the house.
You're currently in the house.
Okay.
Where they can't see us.
Should we
Well,
can we see lights coming from where they are?
Where you think they are.
Yeah.
Drying house.
Well, because obviously the tracks are leading there, aren't
It resembles. Everything is still scaled to gnomes. So for a gnome, it looks like a big barn
they? Right.
with a roof. But there's only one door in and out because it's not really meant to have people in it, so it doesn't have windows. But the door is open.
Okay.
You can, especially with your dark vision, if you looked that way, you could see it. There's door open, and there seems to be a crate about 5 or 10 feet out, just like out the door.
Okay.
On the side.
Tay, do you want to stay here? Keep an eye on the house.
Taya's listening intensely and clutching her dagger and just staring at Delfo.
Stay here. Keep an eye on the door. Make sure that nothing gets to that little girl. And if something does come along, scream, and we'll come running.
In the ribs, right?
Yeah.
Work before.
Between-
Work before. In the
Yeah.
ribs.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
can
the
do.
same.
I can do that. I can do that.
Cool. Let's.
She starts immediately, because this living room is a mess. She starts picking up chairs and pretty much setting a table.
Might as well give it a cake.
No.
I suppose we could do. Yeah. Here's the cupcakes. I think they're for the little girl. You can give them to her if you want.
Well,
I
all
suppose
11
you-
of them, there's one's missing.
Reset
There's
her
nine.
birthday
Oh, nine.
dinner.
Yeah, she does immediately take them and put them in the centre of the table.
Who was it? It was you and me that had one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had one.
I feel like we need
Yeah,
number
there was 12. There's now 10.
There's 9.
There's 9.
There's 9.
I think you all have one each.
I feel like we need one more for courage.
No. This was like 2 minutes ago.
Cake courage.
Okay. So
For reference of where we are in the day, you set off fairly early. It took you 2-3 hours ish to get to Coppercore, including fighting the Displacer Beast. You've now been in Coppercore for about 3 hours.
Okay.
So there's still light shining through the big shutters that you opened. It's like mid-afternoon.
yeah, so it's still light out.
Well, not in here because
No,
it's
I said out.
light out.
We are in a big stump, for reference.
Yeah, there are the glass globe things that are hanging from the ceiling that it's illuminating in like a dim light. Like it's lit like there's the same level of a forest canopy would be. So like it's light on the top, and then but if you're under the branches, it's still light and you can still see, but it's not direct sunlight is what I'm trying to basically say.
Okie dokie. Then let's head over to that building over there with the doors open.
Sneakily.
It's a cricket.
A weird sounding
It's a cricket.
We'll try and stealth it, shall we?
We will gently walk over to
So you're going
We'll
to
try and-
stealthily make your way over.
Yes.
Everyone roll a stealth check, please. First roll of the night.
I mean, it would be
Are we not doing our first to 20?
too late now.
Too late now.
Alright.
But no, it's more.
I was
There's
doing
big
so.
tracks on the floor, and we're going to sneak over the.
-2. 10. Basically, because my -2.
Well,
Oh yeah.
well, you're not going to be quiet, I can tell.
10.
It makes 15.
Yeah.
I got 17 plus 5.
Wow.
17 plus 5, so that's 22.
15 in total.
15 in total.
7 in total.
Alright, so that's It's a group effect, so it's 2 decent and 1 shit. So they make it. So So as you start making your way over, you can hear Freya is. You can, she's wearing a chain shirt, so you in like the very quiet noise, the soft soil under your feet is masking your footprints pretty well.
There's a lot of wilderness inside.
With every step, you can hear the slight ching of her chain shirt, and literally you just turn, just
shut the fuck up.
Your boobs are too jingly.
But so you start making your way over towards the open door of the drying house, and as far as you can tell, no one comes out to do anything about it.
Okay. Let's peek in. I wanna.
You want to peek
Wait.
in?
There's a box on the floor.
There was a crate on the floor. It looks like it was thrown from the door.
Is there any signs on it, any stickers, any?
Do you want to look at it, or do you want to go up and?
I just want to look at it, see if there's any.
Perception check.
Something
Perception check.
with a stick could be explosive.
It is in front of the door, so to go in front of it.
Nat 20!
You wasted it on a perception check in a box. It's a very well made box. You assume it's probably oaken, same as a lot of the trees around Copperquill, but there are no markings on it. Well, with a nat 20, I'll say there is a label that says. What's the name of the fucking. That's it. It says in it like Muskraven's finest mushrooms. It is a mushroom farm that was on there. Like you did examine the mushrooms already, mushrooms in the fields already. But yeah, there's like it's just a business label basically.
That was a waste. Okay, let's. I'm gonna peek in the door.
You can peek in the door
Quietly.
Okay. Roll one more stealth check for me, please, on your own this time, Delfo.
You do
Because it's a different action. It's a different action than from walking. You're now sneakily peeking around a doorway.
13 plus 5. 17.
Okay. Yeah. No. So you poke your head
13
around.
plus 5 is
Not
17.
17.
So you poke your head around, and I'm gonna burp. Just fucking that stuff. It's got to come out mid-sentence now. So the walls and ceiling of this large is very dry. Is the first thing you hear. Like the dry air inside hits your face immediately. You just like you sort of your lips go immediately a little bit chapped. And just like it's very thick air coming out of here. The walls and the ceiling, this large dark dry building, they're made of very thick stone.
Right.
There's you look up to the ceiling, which is quite high for a gnome ceiling. There's numerous mesh bags of mushrooms hanging from the ceiling,
Okay.
seemingly to be dried in the process of drying and transporting. And there's all along the walls rows of shelves containing jars and boxes, all with mushrooms inside in various stages of either being dried or being processed for delivery. Some of the shelves have been knocked over. Like there's there's shattered glasses and shattered wooden remains of shelving. To the right of the front door, there is a huge hole.
Stay away from that.
Seemingly, what was it? Your passive perception is 14, so you can tell at a glance that this is something that erupted up, like from the debris around. You can see next to this hole is a large net, which seems to contain about half a dozen gnomes in various stages of battery. At least one is unconscious. You can also see 2 of these gnome dwarf-like creatures, one male and one seemingly female, stood over the nets, seemingly just talking to each other. And just to the right of you hole, you see a horrific looking giant armored cave spider.
Nope.
It's
Oh, no.
the back abdomen is very oversized, very engorged compared to the spindly legs at the front, and there is what is seemingly looks like a
spider.
Yeah.
there is what seemingly looks like a saddle on top.
Why would you do this?
And it is currently sat next to the hole, just
Giant
cleaning
cave
utensils.
spider.
It to your eye, it looks like it would live in a cave. Like it's got very, very like narrow, disused eyes. Very like
Some drugs.
Yeah, it's not like the giant spider you fought
Dark
in
and
the
grey.
It's not like the giant. It's not like the giant spider you fought in the mines, which was like tarantula built, like very big and beefy. Where this thing is like with this colossal back end that's got these scaly bits of orange armor on it.
Here's a question: is the saddle on the big fat bit or the
It's-
skinny little bit?
It's sort of on the skinny little bit, but the backrest is like on the bulge.
Oh.
So it's like so it's you sit on it. Its head is in front of you with these little reins on it, and then you rest your back on this engorged abdomen.
Some dude's riding it like a motorcycle.
It's
the spider riders.
Nope, it's still there.
Guys, there's a really big fucking spider.
Is there?
It's terrifying. The gnomes are in here. Why don't they go squish it? You're the big one. You go squish it.
Yeah, you're the big one.
What if we don't kill it and just save the gnomes?
We can try.
I have an idea.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a shame.
Your ideas are bad.
It's a shame.
And
we don't
he's still rolling checks, so we need to be quick.
Okay,
You don't know what I'm doing.
I
I'm
yeah.
gonna slide one of them in.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the spider goes after it,
See,
and then we undo the gnomes.
see if you can throw.
I should have said the two dwarves are stood there talking, but their eyes are locked on the door. They've not seen you because you are an elven bastard. You've literally just gone. But
Okay,
literally, they're weapons.
Sorry,
they're
two dwarf.
Two dwarf-like creatures.
That bit.
two dwarf-like
Yeah.
creatures. The same creatures that you guys have been fighting this whole time.
Oh yeah.
But they're literally weapons in hand, watching. They're very aware that something has happened because you guys made a metric fuck ton of noise at that gate battle.
Yeah.
It's fine.
They are very acutely aware that
Also-
something is wrong, and they are just waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah, if I slide one of them in,
If you can.
finger paws.
Did I see any windows? Anything up high? Any slots? Anything?
Just the only ways in and out seem to be this door
And the big hole.
and the big hole
Okay.
that you can't see down. It's like straight down. You got no idea
Not
what's
very
in there.
fire safe.
Okay.
Why don't we get one of the slugs?
There is one
Send a
snail
slug-
there.
Snail.
You mean the terrified snail?
One, send it
No, I calmed it down.
in. One, send it in.
Send it in.
We can ride it then.
Is it what they did to the other snail?
Yeah, the other snails are
Squished.
squeezed. Okay.
Wait, where's the spider in there?
By the hole.
Just to the right of the hole.
Where's the hole?
In
I
the-
have a plan. I'm just gonna walk in.
From the door. It is
Look like you belong.
to the
and they
right.
won't know
It's a
that
head
it's-
into the
No,
right.
here we are. Walk in. Phantasmal force. Spider comes at me, falls down hole.
To get to for the spider to get to the front door, I presume you're relaying this information because you're the one that seed it.
Yes. Yeah.
For the spider to get to the door, it would not have to go over the hole. It is
Okay.
next to the hole.
That's not gonna work. Okay, first plan. Distraction.
Distraction.
It's a shame we don't
Okay,
have.
You want to see
you
if you can
tame
fly in
creatures.
and get it
To
on
the
like
other
the other side of them.
the
Yeah.
other side of the room.
In my opinion, obviously you can just throw it in, or you can throw because they're looking at the door. So if you throw it like out the door, so it pops up almost in the doorway, they can come running for it,
And then we beat him up in the door.
and then we just
Well, I say, if
bomb
you
rush them
send
at the
it
door.
to the back, distract them, they could turn around and you can just snipe them while their backs are turned.
Sneak attack.
If I hit, but yeah, I could try.
We have many plans.
I think that
Or we're going to do it
all
like
of
the
us
bear.
together is probably the best option. If we get him into the doorway, we can just
Do it like the bear.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we go for it.
That's what you're doing.
Drop a card in the doorway and make them come running.
Just out the doorway
out
so
the
that they
door,
can
so
see
they
it
can
and they
just
come
see a
running.
glance of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Whipping the axe out.
Gonna whip out this card.
Okay.
Just for reference, it's going to be clearly, from what I can tell there we're looking, I want it to be clearly visible to them.
So like just outside of the front door,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
10 feet
so
further
that
from
when
the
they're
door.
looking out the door,
They
it's
can
just
s-
there.
Yeah. Okay, it appears in the doorway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrong way up.
You have to pull one.
Let's do that again.
You have to pull
Do you
one
want to
out.
shuffle?
You have to pull one out of the middle at random for the
Yeah.
magic to work.
Please be something good.
It's another spider.
Okay.
You
here
can
we
also
go.
you can also control it and move it on your turn.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
A veteran.
Veteran.
That's a pretty good one.
Nice. So, you guys hold him back a little bit. Bill whips the deck of illusions out of his pack, and you just sort of flick a card from the top, and poof, and it spins and spins and spins and lands 10 feet in front of the door, and then just this a swirling of magical energy and what looks like a grizzled human war veteran. 5 o'clock shadow on his face, heavily scarred eye, massive battle axe on his back leg, and he's just
I have control over an eye. Easy can do this.
yeah, swiveling the bird. From inside, you hear Doros, Deo, and one of the dwarves comes out and walks up, war pick in hand, right up to the.
Okay, you ready?
I love that.
I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
This is
Are you guys hiding, or are you just?
We're doing it like the
we're
bear.
flat, we're flat against the wall.
Alright, one final stealth check, please. So you're flat against the wall, and he's going to walk out there like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume if I'm making noises because I'm breathing and my tits are just going.
Stealth checks boys, come on.
12 total.
I only got
16
12
total. 12 in total.
0 in total.
So he immediately comes out the door, and the tension of it all just gets to Freya, and she just lets out a very uncharacteristically female, and he just turns, and that you're not even getting your surprise round after that one. That's initiative, bitches.
It's a nice plan we have.
It was a good
It
plan.
would be a shame if
We should have gone with my
paladins don't stealth.
Yeah.
Ah. A natural 20.
Lost me in
21.
Oh, 21! No, a natural 20. Sick.
Nice. I'm gonna note those down in a minute.
Freya was noisy. He spotted us.
Should just uppercut it.
Well, not pet,
Yeah,
companion.
he reached level 3 in Ranger and chose Beastmaster Archetype, and I broke the rules because you shouldn't have them, and gave him the pseudo dragon because it's cute and I love him.
Me too.
The dragon or
That kind of loves me as well.
Right.
The dragon.
Here's your back map, guys.
Yay!
you're battling me.
Bet you the mid.
And then I need to get my big box of enemies out.
We really should get some weights, yeah.
Just like some cooking weights or whatever.
Something, yeah. Okie dokie, so the door
is here.
So I'm gonna say I'm next to the box with the moon in on my shoulder.
I was there.
He's You guys have stood right where he walked through.
No, because you go.
I'm like the other side
Yeah.
of the
No,
door.
because they were stood here.
That's outside.
Yeah, but we were the other. What? Like
No,
You
I'm
guys
saying-
are flat on the door.
Yeah.
And that door is much more wider than what it is on that art. That's just the only art I have for door. So he's walked past and immediately just, instead of running out like you expected him to, he's walked out with purpose and then just immediately looked at Freya.
That's fine, because I'm on the other side. I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna shoot him in the back of the head.
Fine. I'm just going to stare at him.
Okay, do I have room to stand?
Probably time to
fucking
break
not.
out
Really
with
fucking
viciousness.
It's time to vicious this mockery.
Oh, you're not whipping your ass out.
Oh, nah, it's too soon for that.
Okay, here I am. So, he's just come out, so he's right fucking there.
Big dwarf.
And then, can you pop this one just to the left of the hole near that pile of rubble?
Sorry, that one.
No, other side. No. And this mean looking fucker.
It's too big.
To the right a little bit. No, my right, sorry. There you go.
It's got like a pineapple.
Yeah, it's like that's the orange armor slates I mentioned.
Why does it exist?
Why does it exist?
Show the GoPro what we're fighting.
That shouldn't exist.
That thing is it's terrifying.
How do you find that in your bananas?
Oof. I would never eat a banana again.
Okay.
I just one day just hope that fucking spider appears.
So,
you know, and it's
top
a
of-
book so I can go home.
Top of the round. The spider goes and climbs up to the ceiling.
Can't do that.
No, just take it off the map for now.
Quick big
Straight to
gravity.
the ceiling, and is making its way from the ceiling over to the door.
Why can't I just walk?
Delfo, you're up.
Um,
So what did the spider roll?
So he's-
He rolled a 21 as well, and then it also has the same dexterity modifier as him, so I made him roll a d6. On 1 to 3, the spider went first. On 4 to 6, on 1 to 3, sorry, the spider went first. On 4 to 6, Delfo went first.
Okay.
right, so
him in the face.
we are technically. Do I have advantage, don't I? Because we're
You are currently flanking,
yeah.
so you have advantage on the attack roll. Oh, and for sheer argument's sake, that is the veteran hologram.
Okay.
The veteran deck of illusions.
Cool. Right. My bow isn't disadvantaged from here, is it?
No, because you're 10 feet away, so technically
Cool,
yeah,
so-
you still do get advantage on
I still get advantage anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that was nearly a 1!
That was nearly a 1. That's 14, but I get
14.
I get advantage anyway, don't I?
Yep, so roll again. 8.
15.
Ooh, 15. 15 to hit the guy coming out.
Yeah.
15 misses.
Oh no!
So his eyes are clicked on Freya, but as you draw the bowstring back and go to release it, he hears the strain of the string, and just as the arrow at 10 feet away goes for the bow, he just goes with his shield,
Oh, good.
and the arrow embeds in the shield without even looking.
Frail or something, get an arrow in the middle of the eyes. Right, okay. I'm going to do the same thing again, because that's all I can do.
Yeah, pop. That misses as well.
Do I not get an advantage?
They get advantage, yeah.
On that one as well, yeah.
That's a nat 20! Okay,
27!
so roll the damage.
What am I rolling? D8.
1d8 plus 3.
That one. 2.
2
But
plus 3
it's-
is 5.
Is it not 4? Because crit.
Oh yeah, so double the dice is 4, plus 3, 7.
7.
And I'm going to say for the nat 20, he brings his shield up, you get the first arrow, and you hear this. So you just into the knee.
Yes.
And his stance just falters.
We like that.
You're done?
I cannot do anything else. I can't do anything new. Can I consider an action?
You have a free action to tell him to move.
Okay. Moon and Fly just go up and wait for one of us to be in danger.
Into the air. So
Because he was on my shoulder.
yep. So as you take a step back after you've done the damage with the arrows, you just go. You say up in Draconic, just the good, and straight up. That's you done.
That's me done.
Bill, what are you doing?
Mason time.
It's Mason time. So you're
Well,
gonna
mace the
walk
back
around
of
Freya.
Nah, I ain't gonna do the mace. I'm gonna go and just hide behind the thing.
You're gonna go with your weapon. Are you doing an action at all? You can hold an action.
I'm gonna hold my breath weapon and wait for the spiders to come behind him at the door.
So when the spider comes out, you release
Yeah.
your breath weapon. Okay. Next up, the other dwarf you can see on the inside is going to take 2 steps forward,
1 step.
and then as she takes a step forward, with each step she just
She. Is it she?
immediately grows.
How big's the door?
Yeah, so how big is the
That is now considered a large. It is. She is.
No, but can she get through the door?
Yeah.
Yes. The door is bigger than that. I'll give it credit for.
God damn it, door.
Damn doors. You damn dirty doors.
And she's going to go all the way up to the door and stand behind her guy and just hold right there. Freya, what are you doing?
I'm gonna use my axe.
You're gonna hit a bitch with a great axe.
Sure.
Smack that bitch up.
I didn't roll. 19
19 plus, well that definitely hits.
plus
So
something,
it's-
isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's 1d12 plus 3 for you with that great axe.
batter. It's a badass.
Which one's the D12? Been a while.
The D12 looks like a little sort of like the D20.
Oh, that was the one I was thinking. 9 plus 3.
9 plus 3
11.
is 12.
We're bad at maths.
Baff.
Man.
So what? So as he falters from the arrow taken to the knee, and his shield drops from below his head, you just bang, and it almost takes his head clean off the side of the thing. And he comes back, and there is a.
Uses the great axe as a baseball bat, hits him with the flat side. Doing.
And as he brings his head back up, you can see this awful-looking gash through his head, and you swear you see the littlest bit of white as the flesh splits. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. That poor bastard is going to immediately.
No way.
No, he's going to have a pop at you. You just split his head in half.
Surely it'd be disadvantage of his head, so
Nope. It doesn't matter because he misses anyway. So as he just throws it out in a desperate maneuver, and you just
Just go noob. Haymaker.
and you just scare the living daylights out of him. So he's going to attempt to take a step back into the building, which means you do get attack of opportunity if you want to.
Let's attack this bitch.
Nat 1.
That one. So he does the exact same maneuver as you, and he's going to run straight past the big one and
Fall down a hole.
flank her on her right a little bit. So he's just going to use that as a battering ram. Okay, so the big guy, the little guy that you've been beating up is now hiding behind the big guy. And you still have no idea what the spider is.
It's insane.
It's gone up.
If
It's in the netting then.
As long as it's in the
Is that
You
what
don't
netting
know.
was?
You don't know.
We're
No, but it
fine.
went up.
It went up. But there's not all netting. There's like hanging balls of netting.
Oh, okay.
No, as long as it's inside, we're fine because we're outside.
Unless it can get out. And what made the hole?
That's a floor hole.
It's a floor.
What made the floor hole?
Delfo, what are you doing?
Drill.
I am going to step around a bit like that. And then
Gatling gun with arrows.
basically, yeah, I'm just gonna fire a couple of arrows at this big fucker.
Okay, pop pop.
Pop, pop, motherfucker! 9, 7.
Misses.
Whatever that is. Really?
She just into the ribs and just sort of
How's that a miss?
doesn't do any damage.
9 plus 7 missed.
You need to look harder.
11 plus 7.
19. That does hit.
Just.
So roll your damage. 1d8.
4 plus 3.
7. So this time you see as she flicks it off, you can see a gap in the armor around the elbow, and you're like, joints. I fucking love hitting things in joints. So as you go to put it, and it finds its target, but just as it gets there, she almost in midair punches the arrow, and it goes into the other guy. Just
So I've done 7 damage to the guy behind.
yeah. Who is now like he's got half a face, he's got an arrow there, he's just looking at her like
You'll be fine.
What the fuck, man?
and he's like that, and she just looks at him, and he just goes just tries so hard.
Just die already.
So that was your pop.
That was.
Bill, what are you doing? If you use an action this turn, you lose your whole
I
held
know.
action.
I thought the cave spiders were for me.
It was.
He's not done anything. Oh, I don't have
You don't know. It's
You know
out of
what?
sight, so you don't know what it did.
They're still in the doorway. I'm just going to let loose with my action.
You're gonna breath weapon it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 30-foot line, isn't it?
Yep.
I mean,
They are just in range.
they're 5, 10, 5.
If you
10.
move, because I've got to do it from a line. I would say if you move here,
Okay, I'll
the
move
best way to do it.
Yep.
Because the angle he's standing, you can't get a line without also getting Freya.
Ah, you're right.
So he's just going for the big guy.
Straight
Uh,
line.
it
Just let
is-
loose.
Is it a dex save?
Dex save,
Dex
okay.
save against 12.
Which isn't going to be very hard to do.
Nope. Unless they've got a big disadvantage.
Natural 20.
Okay.
No, fuck!
So it takes half damage.
Okay.
So it's 2d10, isn't it, if I remember correctly?
It is 2. Where did it go?
2d6.
2d6 lightning damage. Okay, so roll 2d6. 2 plus 2, so 4 half to 2.
That's unlucky.
Yep. Fuck you.
Just as well you can do it again.
So as you do the anime thing I love, make you just she just brings the shield up just in time, and half of the electrical energy just crackles over her, and she lowers it down, and her hair's stood on end, but she's mostly
Got a bit of an
oh she's bald actually with a tiny with mutton chops. So her mutton chops are like, but
These are like the Dwemer.
Okay.
they're very much like the Dwemer, yeah. Is that what you're doing?
All I can really do. I ain't going near that thing. Keep
A
distance.
giant small person.
Okay.
Yeah.
She is going to you've not none of you seem to have done a lot of damage on her, so she's feeling pretty.
I've not done any damage.
She's feeling pretty fucking good about it, so she's actually going to take a step out and head towards Bill to lop your fucking head off. You've already used your attack of opportunity for this round, so you don't get a swing at her as she goes past. You only get one.
That was last round.
You are absolutely correct. So you can take an attack of opportunity on her as she goes past.
Don't
if you
fuck
like.
it up.
Let's do this attack of opportunity.
8.
Plus
5.
misses.
That.
So that massive great axe that you love carrying around just boom off the shoulder armor. She carries on straight to Bill.
Well, shit.
And where is it? Now, interesting point. The rest of these dwarf-like creatures that you've seen around have all carried the same war picks, which is like a big hammer with some evil spikes on it. A bit. You've not seen Nell carrying a weapon yet. She's only shown her shield. And as she goes up to you, she reaches into a back holster, pulls out what just looks like a sword hilt with no sword in it. And for a second, your dumb brain just goes, "Ah!" And then she just grins, squeezes the handle, and it's like her own shadow pulses, and this blade of shadows immediately erupts. Think of the Darksaber.
Yep, this is our only episode. Ladies and gents, goodbye.
And you just immediately, fun fact, around the 5 foot area around Bill currently stinks right now. She is going to take an attack.
Shit.
Is that
And she now won!
Bang. Fuck.
So she immediately swishes, and you just go, "Argh!" And like the flinch, she sort of falters and just goes, just doesn't take the swing.
Gets knocked out by the fucking stink.
Pretty much, yeah. That's all she's gonna do, but she's right there with a Darksaber, ready to fucking go. Freya, what are you doing?
I guess I'm going to attack. Again.
Yep, pop, pop. Well, pop for you, 'cause it's a big
10 plus 5.
15 misses.
Ow!
She is wearing, you wear a chain shirt armor. Her full body is covered in this awful looking bronze chain mail, like arms, legs, everything, and she also got this massive shield on her back. So she's just, because she's faltered a little bit hearing Bill hit Bill, she's heard you coming up behind her and just immediately knocks out of the way with the shield.
Okay.
That's all you're going to do. The little fella out there is suddenly very enthused by what she's doing. He's going to run back out and try and get his revenge on you.
His head goes.
Yeah.
Well, he just goes.
Go to his
His
swing.
head just falls off.
He's got like a head like that as he runs.
Nearly had a snake on the head.
And misses. So the amount of blood that's coming out of his helmet, he's just.
There's no sweat,
And-
there's blood.
Yeah. Literally, that's all he's going to do. At this time, you hear. The spider lands on the floor in front of the door.
See, you should have had him stop in the door and then land on him.
It's going to hold just inside, but it's there ready to go. Now it was hanging above, and it's just got impatient and seeing these dwarf creatures run out. It's just. If any of you had walked into that room, you would have been in a fucking shite situation.
I've had enough.
He's holding fast.
I've had enough spiders.
He's holding
And that's
fast.
why
Delfo, what are you doing?
What animals we fear?
Yeah.
Dolphin.
I am going to.
see a cut in the editing.
Very good, yes. Can't really do a lot. I don't want to use any of the. I'm just gonna fire my arrows at it.
Are you firing at the big dwarf, the little dwarf, or the spider?
I'm gonna step back and fire at the big one.
You go fire at the big dwarf.
Yep.
Okay, pop.
18 plus 7.
That hits.
8 plus 3.
8 plus 3, which is 11. And then guess what? You hit the bitch.
Hey!
So as you move into a better position, you just and get her in a chink in the armor under the armpit and she shakes it off.
Okay.
Not looking too fussed.
Cool, let's do it again then. 7, 14.
I miss.
Shit.
So the other one wide.
Bollocks.
Well, you got one.
Bill, what are you doing?
It's time to mace.
You're just gonna mace the bitch?
I'm just gonna
I
mace
mean, you
the
could-
bitch and hope for
Okay,
the
roll
best.
that. Okay, roll on attack.
Like, what was it? 20 plus?
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
Your mace is D20 plus 5, which is a strength weapon.
Yep. 17.
That hits. Roll damage,
What's
which
the
for the mace is D8, if I remember.
Yeah.
1d6 plus 3.
1d6 plus 3, my apologies.
Oh, I'll take
No,
the
it's,
8.
it's a one-handed mace. 2 plus 3, 5.
Conk.
You,
Right between the legs.
oh yeah, you run up to it and you see the mutton chops and you see this hulking figure and you think, nut shot. And it does damage, but not nearly as much as you think, and then you go, oh yeah, all dwarves have beards.
Very long hair hanging through your beard.
Do I?
Oh
Oh, hello. We're bobbing. She is going to respond in kind and try and slash you again with her dark
I'm gonna
saber.
just cower again.
Not this time, you ain't bitch.
I foresee a critical hit.
Yeah.
No, it was 19.
Oh.
So you take. So this time she
Well, this is gonna suck.
slices across her entire chest with the night's teeth, and instead of feeling like a slash of a sword, you feel this horrible necrotic death energy seep into the, and the wound immediately looks like green and festering. You take 7 points of necrotic damage.
Well, that sucks.
Oh no, I tell a lie, she's big now. You take 9 points of necrotic damage.
What's 16 minus 9?
16 minus 7.
Shit.
Bill immediately looks quite rough.
Save the gym.
I'm working on it.
That's all she's going to do. She's feeling pretty good right now.
You show her your arsehole, that one, right?
Speaking of which, Freya, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna kill this little dude.
You gonna kill the little, gonna put him out of his fucking misery. Alright, do it.
13 plus 5, 18.
That hits him. So, for formality's sake, roll damage.
What's he on? 1? 3. 8 plus 3.
Yeah, so yeah, it's you.
Straight down the middle.
Yeah, he is.
Like a Kingsman.
Pass up. He is out of here, and we'll do our own little ritual. Here you go. There's his monster sheet.
I get to do these so little.
Oh. Yeah, despite being the tank
It's
of
not
the
the
group.
Langoliers.
Right, he is gone.
Couch back.
Thank you.
To the recycling room.
Yeah.
That's what are you going to move at all? You don't have a lot on bonus action. Because you've used your spells and you've used your channel divinity. So,
I'm gonna move.
you going to move?
Here. Away from the spider.
She's going to take a swing of opportunity. Misses.
Because I'm too good.
It would have been his go next, so now it's back to the spider. You hear this inaudible. The spider is, since you killed that little fella, this spider is suddenly very fucking angry. Almost as if the owner of that saddle just got cleaved in two. And she's going to run straight at you, Freya.
Yay!
So, move the spider. Like when it stands on its spindly legs, it towers over you. And you're looking at these dead white eyes of something that's lived its entire life underground.
How can it see my awareness stuff?
Natural 20?
I might need some help.
Natural 20 as it goes into bite. That's okay because it rolled a 1. So you take 5 points of piercing damage plus 16 points of poison damage.
That's 123.
So that puts you on how many hit points? You're on
4.
4.
Oh no!
So
Guys,
immediately
don't
the
leave it down to me.
spider runs up. It's like this whole mess of rage and insect, and immediately just plants two massive great fangs straight into both your shoulder blades, and you just and you hear the choking sounds of Freya gurgling her own blood.
Die.
That 20, bro.
She's worth money.
That 20 doubled the poison damage.
Oh,
It's unloaded. In its anger, it seems to have unloaded its full venom sac into you.
damn. Maybe I should use a sexy whip.
Is that our venom now?
Maybe, you don't know.
Oh shit.
Delfo, you're up.
Okay.
You've just seen that.
I'm gonna stare at you and go fucking shoot.
Salamander arrows. I still have some left.
How many do you have?
I don't know.
Two
I
or
have
three.
6 here, but I don't know if I used any last time.
I think you've been ticking them off on your character sheet itself, and I think it says 3 on the character sheet.
It does, yes.
So you've got 3
Got
salamander
three.
arrows.
Okay.
So you're going to knock a salamander arrow and go for the
I'm going to
spider?
fire a salamander arrow at the spider.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, I'm also going to tell Moonin to attack next time round.
Okay, you
So
can't,
you
you can't do it this time because at the moment it takes your action
But I can give
to...
the command, can't I?
You can give him command to move, but to command him to attack is an action. Because his attack is your action.
Can I? Oh, okay.
If you said attack right now, Munin would do
Okay.
it.
Well,
That misses.
Yep.
So the arrow goes off, the magic is not used.
I'm going to fire a second one.
Yep.
Nat 20.
Nat 20 on a salamander arrow again, fuck. So roll the normal arrow damage, which is 1d8.
Critical as well. So,
Yeah, so 8
16
plus, so 16 plus 3, which is 19.
plus,
And then it's an extra d4 of salamander damage, and that's doubled as well.
D4.
So 16 plus 4 is 20.
Yep.
So 20 points of damage straight into the back of the spider. Nice!
No. 16,
8 plus
17,
16.
18, 19, 20, 22, 23. 23 points of damage.
23 points of damage. My apologies. So this thing, as it's frantically, it's almost picked Freya up like a meat hook. You're swinging her around trying to get as much venom through the shield as possible. You see the plating in its back under the saddle. The saddle basically acts as the armor, and there's nothing there. So you just blow on the end of the fire, and you see the red magic igniting it, and you just, and it's like it's like this tiny explosion. The saddle on the top of its back immediately bursts into flames. And it drops Freya with an ugly thunk into the ground as it is. And so the saddle on its back is currently on fire, and you fucking hurt it. You fucking hurt it. It is now like that.
Cool.
Bill, what are you doing?
I'm gonna
You,
try.
you still have this massive dwarf with a dark saber gun.
I'm gonna
for
try
you.
something really stupid.
Oh, sorry, Taliesin.
It is time to use a spell. Sleep. Gonna go-
It's 5d8 if I remember.
Yeah, I need to roll d8 5 times.
Hang on, I'll lend you some d8s so you can roll them together.
Okay.
12.
D8 is here.
Ah.
So then and then I have another spare so you can roll them all at the same time. There you go. So,
Please all d8s, please all.
steady.
Please all d8s.
Okay, so we've got 1, 3, 10, 20.
Jesus.
So you pull, you grab a hold of your viol and you just, there's 3 notes, soft, very spaced apart. Pling, 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 and on that third pling, the magic rushes out and goes like up her nose and like into her. And for a second you see one knee, and then just as you're about to go, yeah, boy, you just see.
God fucking damn.
She's back with 2 off.
Wow.
You so nearly got it.
What the one health, is that just immunity to all disease or is it?
Have a dice.
You're immune to
Have
disease,
dice.
not poison.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Have a dice.
I double checked that.
That's more dice.
Thank you.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, so that didn't work, and that was your action.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bonus action, Bardic Inspiration.
I feel like someone's going to need inspiring in a minute.
Let's see, you've got 3 before you can do a rest.
Yep. Someone who's dying, would you like to be inspired?
Sure.
Okay, so you have a Freya? You have a Bardic Inspiration dice. You can add that to any checks, saves, or attack rolls, not damage.
And actually remember.
But they have to be done before you before you say that whether it's hit or not. Don't they?
Yes. So I can't say it misses and then you go, oh, well, I guess we fucking don't. No. But yeah, so as you finish doing that and you see it fail, you just go, damn it, you just turn to Freya, and then a very different style of music from what you just played to try and send the person to sleep. You just look at her and go, kill this bitch! You just see like this gloved, purple, gauntleted hand just go. Nice, but I'm sorry, man, it's her go. And you just tried to put her to sleep.
Just play a nice song.
Don't worry.
Your armor class is fucking tiny, so that does hit you.
Oh, you said
I'm going
you're
down.
You're
You're
7,
going down.
aren't you?
I'm going down, guys. I'm gonna hit saving.
You take
Well,
8 points of necrotic damage.
Well, that's bullshit.
I rolled a 1 and a 2. So she takes this stroke, and you just see
I'm going down,
the
guys.
as she strokes this final blow, Bill's shadow almost elongates in this explosion,
I just
and he
imagine
slumps to the floor.
Punch the head, then
Bill
straight
is
into the-
unconscious.
Bitch.
My go, right?
And as she drops, she just looks at the body, looks over to Freya, who's got 2 massive gouges in her shoulders, coughing up blood. This spider that's now on fire, still hovering above her, and she just looks over to her left and just points the Darksaber straight at Delfo.
Hi.
But it is Freya's go. That spider is above you on fire, and it just did all that fucking damage.
And you
on
have
you.
an extra
Lay your
6.
hands.
Lay on hands you can do to yourself.
I know, would it be an action?
It is an action. That spider above you is pretty fucked.
Right, let's attack the spider then.
It's a swift uppercut with the axe as you get up.
You have a plus 6,
jump,
remember, to help
a
you.
jumping plus 18.
18.
That's
So that definitely hits the spider.
5.
So it's 1d12.
Can I roll it again?
No.
Oh,
Wait, what is it?
it's a 2.
Can he be inspired for attacks?
With
Great,
plus 3.
great weapon fighting, you can roll again. If you roll a 1 or 2 with your great weapon, you can roll again.
Like
Great,
that?
yeah, your great weapon
Yeah.
fighting mastery.
Do it.
Your
Do it. Do
your
it.
your fighting style of great weapon fighting.
Don't fuck it up. You fucked it up.
11.
Plus
11
3.
plus 3. So yeah, you just gather yourself, and then the jumping anime, like full midair, uppercutting with that axe,
that
and,
whole
and the force of the force. There's almost like a that immediately puts the fire out on its back, but it doesn't matter because its head is completely cleaved from its body. The spider is gone. Boof, anime style.
I've done the most damage.
I love
to
it.
both of those.
Now you know how it feels. So there's a spider. Gone. Oh yes, I do apologise. There you go.
I feel like these should have a saving throw every time.
Well, no, because the
it says if it's intended as flammable, then it can catch fire. So if
that's
anything else,
that's an object.
Here you
It says objects.
no, let me not. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's fine.
go. I'm just going to sit down for a little bit now.
Yeah. I'm gonna go home now. I'm pretty tired. That was your go, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which means it rolls back round to Delfo. This big fucker is looking dead at you, pointed its blade right in the middle of your face.
Okay. In that case, I feel like it's going to come charging at me, so I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Finally!
Practice.
Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, give it to me.
So as it points the sword at you, you just
Yeah, exactly that.
boom,
Yep.
marked for death.
So a bit of preemptiveness there.
Yep.
In
It's
the
bonus action
meantime,
put Hunter's Mark on.
I'm
so-
going to fire my last.
Your last.
My last salamander arrow.
There is one that
There's
the magic
one over
hasn't
here
used
somewhere.
of, but you don't currently have it on you. So yeah, your final salamander arrow.
Please hit.
Make it count.
Please hit. 14.
Nope.
No.
Boom, and you slightly hear it go cling, 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 where it lands in the same place as the other one. So at least in the back of your eyes, we go, oh, that would be pretty easy to collect. True, he's a ranged fighter. That is exactly what you do.
I'm getting a bit further back.
That is exactly what
How I
you
can't just stop being unconscious.
Well, lots of people do.
Next up, Bill, roll a death
So-
saving throw.
What's that?
She's going to
Roll a d20.
Yeah, I was going to use my push and heal on the player hands then.
That is a fail.
Damn.
So put a failure.
Well, you'll have to go pick it up first, because that's an action.
That's what you got to do. Nell is going to run straight at you.
How many does she get?
That's it. When she's big, she can move 25 feet.
Fuck! I didn't move far enough away. Shit.
Here comes the dark saber.
It's okay, don't
What's your armor class?
14.
Fits
You won't know it hits you.
you. You take
22 points of damage.
11 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, I'm sorry, 11. That's a lot.
That's
isn't
half,
it?
that's half his health.
I know. I lost more.
Where's the pencil cost, guys?
Oh.
Une pencil.
Une pencil.
Une pencil.
Oh yeah, I need to put 0 on bills on my tracker. But that's all she can do. Okay. Freya, you're up.
I guess I'm gonna go over this again.
Okay.
Slap him away.
You-
No, not literally.
So you're gonna lay on hands, but with a bitch slap.
Yeah.
Cool. How many of your? You've got 15 HP to dump.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember whether you've used it.
But
But it also replenishes on a short rest, and you have had a short rest in here.
I think that's why we
So
have a short
yeah,
rest.
so I'm going to assume that your lay on hands is full. So you've got 15 hit points to give back. How many do you want to use?
I'll give him 15 because he's
All
on
15.
-1. Yeah, I've got potions.
So as you slap him, there's this small eruption of purple energy, and you just go, OW! You are back up to 15 hit points.
I'm alive!
He's not up yet, he's still unconscious on the floor.
Shouldn't that be 14? He was on -1.
No, because it's...
Ow!
It's 0.
Guys!
Fallen, they're like, oh, get up.
So that was your movement, and is it
That's
is it an action or a bonus action to use lay on hands?
I don't know. It's,
It'll say in your folder,
Yeah.
in your features and traits, in your folder.
it just says,
Yeah, but in your folder, there's a bigger description.
yeah, I haven't gone that far.
It's one of your features and traits, so it'll be in there.
Somewhere. An action.
An action. So it was your movement. It was some of your movement and your action to revive him. So you still have a bit of movement and a bonus action left.
Can I drink my potion of fever?
Do you have a potion of healing?
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's 2d4 plus 2. So as she slaps you, and you just go, ugh! She just goes, you'll be fine.
It's a 2,
2 plus
1,
1 plus 2, so 5. You get 5 hit points.
4.
It's better
It's
than
better than 4. And that is, oh yeah, it's a bonus action to chug a health potion. So it's a bonus action to chug it yourself. It's an action to pour it into someone else's mouth. That is you done. So it's back to Delfo. You are currently in melee. Shink 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 shink. Just the short sword and the dagger.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna.
Hellfire. So first shot, main hand short sword. I'm guessing.
Yep.
Says illusion still here.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, the illusion is still there. It's just he's not really thought much about it. So it's just like starter. Both your attacks just missed, I think.
That was cocked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. That's the dagger one, wasn't it?
So this is the dagger, 18 plus 5.
Dagger hits.
So it's a 1d4 plus 3.
Yep.
6.
6. So as she's running up to you, just as she lands the final blow, you go swish.
Oh! Hunter's
Oh,
Mark.
Hunter's Mark, D6, add a D6.
What? Fuck! I was like, yes, it's cocked, damn it.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so as she goes in, you slash wildly with the sword and she almost punches it away with the shield, but as she does that, you shove a dagger straight into the forearm holding the shield.
Fuck you.
Do that mime again for the camera?
It got me nicely.
Okay, so that's all you got, I think, isn't it?
That is. Yeah.
Bill,
Hello.
it's half your movement to get up.
Sweet, I'm getting up.
Okay, so you've got 15 feet of movement left.
I don't need movement. Because that bitch come at me, bitch. Vicious mockery.
The camera does not like vicious mockery.
The camera thing.
Okay, is it a wisdom or a charisma save?
Vicious mockery.
There's it on there.
No, you didn't put it on there.
I wasn't going to make these cards.
Oh no, it's not on there.
Must take a wisdom saving throw.
Is it? Oh yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Okay, wisdom saving throw. What's your DC?
13.
I'm in
Fails.
technical.
No, she fails. She
Oh,
takes
she
damage.
fails.
As usual with vicious mockery, how are you doing it? How are you insulting her?
Oh, I was literally going to stand up. I'm going to scream so she pays attention to me.
I'm not dead yet, bitch!
You can't kill me, bitch. Come at me, bro.
1d4 psychic damage.
Ooh, hello, people.
4. You can see her just... Like, Delfo, you can see her because she's, like, directly above you.
Yeah.
You just see her go... You can't understand the language, but you know exactly what she's saying. Fuck. Actually, no. She does say it in common. Fuck. Is that what you're doing? You can move 15 feet if you want to.
No, I'm good.
Okay. It's her go. And oddly enough, she's going to turn around and she took that fucking person away. She's going to go for you. Which means you get an attack of opportunity with your short sword if you want to.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
You
Yes.
would enjoy that.
Yes. Yes. Fuck you.
14
6 plus 5.
So that's plus 7. No, so I'm looking
Plus
for
5, yeah.
So 19 hits. So stab her in the butt with your short sword.
1d6. Oh wait, do I get the hunter's mark too?
You do.
So
Every attack.
1d6 plus 3. 4. Fuck off.
4. 4 plus 3. 7.
That was shit.
As she runs away, you don't so much stab as slice straight at the back, and you see like her armor immediately snap because there's the ties that hold it together down there. You just ting 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 ting. Blood immediately arcs, and she just as she walks away, you just see. She carries on.
Is that how
She's not in range of you.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She can get right up the bill.
Hey, she was stood there.
Yeah.
5,
10, 15, 20,
Oh, sorry.
25.
Yeah, I missed.
Good day for maths today.
No, I just
That's
missed.
cocked.
Oh no.
That's maths.
Oh no.
That's it, miss.
Oh no.
I ain't here helping you again. I can't.
Oh no.
It's okay.
You take 14 points.
You
As she
can't
immediately
kill me.
tries to slice your head clean off, and you feel this awful necrotic power go into your neck, and you can no longer breathe for a second. You are back to 1 hit point.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
I guess it's my go.
It is in fact Freya's go. You need to move around a little bit if you want to attack her.
Okay.
If you go run right round the back of her, that's flanking, you have advantage.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Axe her in the butt.
8.
You can roll again.
12.
12 plus 5 for the great axe, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's 17.
That a hit?
You're not allowed to do it half.
I'm not even allowed to do that, but I knew what you were going to do. You were going to do it whether or not I said
Yeah,
it.
I
No.
was.
That does hit. I'll let that one slide. Roll
I mean, you
damage.
could have it picked up.
I'll take the bardic die. Roll damage. With the axe.
5.
5
3.
plus 3 is 8.
You?
I don't want to do this.
All 3 of them.
You're behind her and she's
Yeah.
just tried to slash Bill's throat open.
I just had this image of like jumping up and like shoving in the back of the base of the skull and it's sort of like surfing her dead body along some mud. You know?
Okay, so from Bill's perspective, she's now looking at you with this ugly smile on her face. You're there. And she just suddenly goes... And then you look above her head and there's just a hint of a blade and Freya stood on her shoulder blades, just like that. And she just looks at you and just gives like a little wink and she goes... And the body goes... And then... Almost like you're like pumping a well. And just... And you have to step out of the way as it... And she shrinks back to normal size. That is done. There's one dead dwarf.
3 of these in one day.
She had 4 hit points left.
Give me.
Ah, there you go. Oh, shut up. This is revenge for the first couple of fights in the campaign.
Wow.
There you go.
I need drugs.
So, resting, recharging. Bill, you're on 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm.
Delfo, you're on 11 if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And Freya's on 9.
Apparently I have to do everything. Kill them all. Save his life.
Okay, so
Let's have a sleep.
you sense the immediate danger has passed.
I think we should head back to the farmhouse in Tay and have a fucking sleep.
Reminder that there is a net of gnomes.
Yeah, maybe I want to
They
free
can
the
sleep
gnomes.
there.
Let's go through the gnomes.
One of them is now yelling. Like, since you started doing this combat and they've been watching it, you can now hear one of them just going,
Yeah, we were back in the morning.
I'll go over and just cut the net.
okie dokie. Let's have a look.
Preferably without stabbing on it.
Yep, so you're not in any rush, so you take the time to carve it through, and all 6 gnomes come out of the net and just start dusting themselves off. One of them like propping the other one up. Maybe there's quite a few injured here. It seems to be from the way you can guess, there are 2 female gnomes and the rest are male. One of them seems to be holding herself with some authority. 3 of them are not quite well dressed, and whereas the other 3 are wearing like farm workers' outfits. Like in my head, I see dungarees, little gnomey dungarees. And the one that's holding herself in like herself just walks straight up to Freya, and just starts dusting herself and she's like, oh, I'm glad somebody got my bats. Thank you so much. You're not poisoned. You just took poison damage.
Okay.
She's like, oh, thank you so much. I was worried that no one was going to get them or the bats would pass out.
We weren't that far away conveniently.
Oh yeah, we got like the bats.
The bats.
Please, let me introduce myself formally. My name is Rooney Larderspice. I'm the, yes, I know, funny gnome names. I'm the, I guess I'm in charge of this place, you would say.
Everything's dead now. So.
It's at this point that the two of the older looking gnomes that are dressed quite nicely run up to you and just go, Minnie, where is she? Have you seen her?
She's with our companion in the big house.
In the house, oh thank God.
Well, the outhouse.
I thought
She might still be in the outhouse. She was hiding in there.
I told her to run, and they just immediately, they call to the younger one that's dressed quite nicely, and they just go, Kipper, come, let's go get your sister. And they just run straight out the door.
That's nice biff and chip.
This is gnomes, remember?
Also,
Because the gnome that you
thinking
know
about it,
is called Gnomeo. What do you
That is
think?
That is
thinking about
true.
it, should we help them with the cleanup and just dump those dead bodies down the hole?
Yeah, there are a lot of corpses.
Kick them down the hole.
I think Bill needs some R&R.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to find some notes, please.
I think I'm
Give
just
me
crawl
these.
around.
Okay. So he's
So
looking
what,
at us.
I
would like another drink, please.
The really sort of mutters to the
What's the boss
farmhands,
name
and she
called?
goes, "Boys,
Lardo.
what say we get rid of these with?
Light spice.
Let's get rid of these. I don't care how. Take them out into the woods for all I care.
Just drop him in the hole.
In the
Fill the hole in.
Or you could feed the local wildlife.
You could turn them into mulch. I hear
Actually,
corpses make quite
Before,
good.
hold on,
In the
hold on,
compost
hold on.
room.
I can do
Yeah.
something.
You want to do something?
Yeah, so that big one that beat the shit out of me, can I just loot it?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we should
roll
probably
a
move
roll an
the
investigation check.
Alright, what's my investigation? Terrible.
Yeah. It's an
In the
intelligence. It's an
unicorn
intelligence
rucksack
thing.
you find.
That makes 5. No, it doesn't. That makes 4.
4.
4.
Oh, you got a minus.
It's very hard to miss. Oh, the sword hilt that is currently laying in her empty hand. It went back to its normal size. It's very hard to miss that.
I'm
Considering
taking
it
it.
nearly killed you twice.
I'm picking it
Can I
up.
hike it?
No,
Okay.
I'm having it.
I
It
swap
nearly
you the
killed me
sexy
twice. I'm having
Okay.
it.
Squeeze the hilt, see what happens.
Yeah, let's squeeze the hill and see what happens.
Give me a second.
Wait, I'm on 1 health. Probably shouldn't do that.
I swap you the sexy whip
No.
for it.
I need to check something. Give me
But you love that sexy
a
whip.
minute.
I like shiny stuff.
It's not shiny, it was black.
Yeah, the hilt is.
It was a literal shadow shine.
I'll just wait. till
Okay,
see
you
if
squeeze
I
it and nothing.
like.
Oh. Well, I'm still going to keep it.
Can I investigate it?
You specifically investigating that, or are you seeing this? Oh, by the way, he went. I'm gonna search the bodies. Looked at them. Looked at the hilt and went.
No, I want to investigate the sword.
Okay.
The hilt.
Are you like examining it to try and figure out what it is?
Yeah.
Roll an Arcana check.
I'll hold like that and you look down the thing. I'm just going to keep squeezing.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
I got a 13.
That's enough. You have no idea how this weapon works. You're not really that knowledgeable about arcane weapons, but you get the sense that magic weapons of this variety often require being attuned to them for them to operate for a new master.
Why won't it turn
Ah.
on?
So, I know that you have to focus on it for that.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't know if
you-
we can do that though.
You have to. It has to be done over a long rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
You sit and focus.
You have to
on
take a
it instead.
portion of your long rest, like
You sit and
examining
study
it.
it.
And just
basically.
sleeping with it on your person is normally enough to.
Okay then, I'll do that when we have our rest.
Okay, are you just doing that, or are you?
I'm gonna check the bodies as well.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
You have temporary hit points, which is meant to be where you put.
No, temporary hit points is some spells and effects adds hit
I
points.
just find it easier than constantly
Yeah,
rubbing
it's,
out
it's not
the
too bad at the
hilt.
moment because you've not had a chance to have temporary hit
And
points.
they are
Okay, we
temporary.
need 21.
21. Okay. Aside from most, the other one and the big one that is now normal size, the male and the female, they don't have anything of note on their
He's
person.
going before I do.
You do find in their pockets
Mm-hmm.
what amounts to 64 gold pieces
Oh, why you got gold again?
You didn't
and
look
s-
far, did you?
and 6 platinum pieces.
Ooh,
Minus one, is that
we
something?
like
You
that.
also find
How many?
So-
64 did you say?
64 gold, 6 platinum.
64 is you learn.
You also find tucked in an inside pocket of the female one's breastplate this.
Oh!
Is it a letter saying Romeo is dead?
No, no, dead bitch.
Well, what doth it say? Yeah.
Alright, we're not in earsight of the.
It is something.
They are in the room currently. They're currently in the process of trying to move the giant spider, and the only technique they seem to have is trying to roll it.
Oh, I want to search that. 1 second.
They just look at you and just sort of.
Okay, so I'm going to say this to you, but quietly so they don't hear it.
Okay.
It looks like there was an assassination attempt on someone called Baywin Badser. It wasn't really an attempt, it's successful.
Where Luke the dude who was in the lab.
He's the guy that's hanging up. That being said, the note does say capture him and drag him back to Underdark as you see fit. Just make sure he never sees daylight again.
He lives in a
So
stump.
the rest of Copcoil is yours to see is yours as you see fit. I hear the going rate for known slaves is quite favourable these days. So it doesn't say
little pieces, don't they? Little shit.
it doesn't
Like a
say
Christmas
where
tree.
the rendezvous point is. Oh, Underdark.
The Underdark
The Underdark
is the underground nations and communities of creatures that do not enjoy sunlight.
We need to find someone called the Amethyst.
I feel like we've heard that before.
You
haven't
have.
we?
That was the person
It was with
the
Silver.
Silver
Silver
Tooth
Tooth.
was sending all the money to.
Okay, so the Amethyst is the one who, I'm assuming Madame Neckbreaker is the this one that I just rummaged the pockets of.
You would assume.
Cool. Okay. Looks like they basically were just supposed to kill him and take his body, but they
Forgot
obviously
his
didn't
body?
do that. It was Baywin in the work. It was Baywin's workshop, wasn't it?
Yeah, many called him Baywin.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was Bailey.
I don't know. Something went wrong. I'm guessing the robot scared him off.
His laboratory is how you would expect an alchemist's laboratory to look. He was definitely a man of the arcane.
So, okay, so it's safe to say he defended himself pretty well.
From the way you examined, there was a dwarf-like corpse out the front of the door,
Oh yeah, of course there was. Yeah.
and there was a fire inside. So, considering what happened to you when you walked in, you
You
assume
never walk in there again.
you assume they
You can now.
tried to go in to get him. The armor fought them back, so they just javelined the cunt.
Just javelin to the cunt.
Who keeps? Like,
I was going for.
oh shit!
Right. I'm gonna keep hold of that note.
Do not lose that note.
Just in case. I'm looking for. Okay. I'm gonna go find my salamander arrows because there's two just laying around.
Easy enough.
So I now
Don't
have.
snap him.
I now have
Aw.
2 salamander arrows. Sadly.
You do also notice as you go to get them, there are several under that was sort of next to the net that you didn't see before. There are some large black sacks also next to them.
Okay, I'm gonna investigate them.
Okay.
I just
We'll
search.
take the investigation check that you did before because it's easy enough because they're just sacks on the ground. You open the sacks up and it is full of coin, full of very posh looking silver plates. But it looks like everything.
How much gold do I get?
Everything that was remotely valuable in this place has been slumped into these bags. You guess at a basic look that there is. You can see a lovely embroidered silver handkerchief. You can see a lovely sterling silver jug. You can see what looks like a very old but very nice broken sword, and piles upon piles of coin pieces. But as you go in to look at it, Rooney comes over as well, and she goes, "Oh, thank God! I thought they made off with it. Oh,
What? I mean, this looks.
oh, this is." And she picks up the silver jug, and she goes, "This is mine, and this is everything the Musravens have to their name. They were vicious. They took everything."
Oh well. There goes my plan. Here's here's your stuff back.
Were you? Oh, if you wanted a reward, I did promise you one in the notes, but also, if you go back into my house, near the sorting office, I hid some very valuable spell scrolls.
Yes.
They're yours to keep.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you already found them.
Oh yeah.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's. I don't know why you were looking through my bedroom, but that's fine.
I can't
That's
remember how
absolutely
we found them.
Feel glad it was just the scrolls.
You
found
noticed
in there.
one of the floor planks was slightly.
Oh yeah, we were walking around to see if
You did a
anyone
really
was-
high perception
We
check.
were looking to see if anyone was still alive and the floor plank moved.
No,
And we were
of
definitely not
course.
doing anything.
Rainy day, they were yours to keep.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go investigate the big spider.
Okay.
Enjoy your treasures.
It is a big dead spider.
It is a big dead
Yeah.
spider. Is that?
Get
What about the saddle?
glove and just.
The saddle is burnt to cinders.
But if there was any gold in it, it would have survived.
There don't appear to be anything on the saddle other than the fact that it was a saddle.
Oh, okay.
Bit of a
Okay, then I'm
bonus.
just gonna spend the next 5 minutes kicking it towards the hole.
It's a big spider, man.
Yeah.
Make a strength check.
I can help you.
Yeah, he's just going to stub his toe, isn't he? On the arm.
Probably.
It's a strength check and not a saving throw.
16. Straight 16.
16. Yeah, it's not moving how you thought it would. It's a lump. And after a few kicks, the other gnomes just start joining in, just like.
Just stood there lazily kicking the spider into the
It's
hole.
always a spider, it doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well.
You do see, as you kick it over, as it goes over, it drops about 10 feet before you hear it impacts something.
Oh.
Should we abseil down the hole?
It wasn't very far down the hole.
We probably should. I've got
I
dark
think we
vision.
can-
Can I
I
see
mean-
down the hole?
You can. You
I mean,
peer,
which
you
is-
peer into the hole.
There's a
Yeah.
big spider at the bottom.
You see
Have
what
you seen that
you see what looks like a horrific-looking vehicle, which, to your eye, resembles something the Underminer would use.
It's got a big twisty bit.
I'm just gonna call up my typophones so I can get a picture of it and give you a better description.
I need more
I
armour.
assume I'm still bleeding out of my shoulder blade.
Nah, that's alright.
Just casually walking along with.
It does pretty much just look like this awful
Ow.
dark metal exoskeleton, and at the front is what looks like a spinning drill bit. You do see inside of it what looks like one of these dwarven creatures, strapped by all four limbs inside.
A bit Mad Maxy.
Yeah, very Mad Maxy, and literally strapped down and not even paying attention to anything that's going on.
Should we try and pull it out?
Not even the spider that just fell in front of.
Wait, have we gone down the hole?
No.
Or is this just what I saw?
It's a
down?
Mad
This
Max.
is what I saw down
It's
the
a
hole.
Mad Max looking drill.
Okay.
And inside of it, it's mostly an exoskeleton, there's no actual hard cover of it, and inside you can see one of these dwarven creatures strapped to it, like all four limbs, and these horrible looking things piercing into it, and like piping coming out of it.
Does he look like you know, the creepy the guy that was in charge of the
It is.
Furious's boss?
You get the sense from the way this creature is strapped into this vehicle that it is not in there willingly.
Okay, cool. Does this look more like a gnome or a dwarf than the other things?
It's the same dwarf-like creatures that have been invading.
Oh,
I
This
say
poor
you
soul.
don't touch it.
don't.
Yeah, let's not touch it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to touch it.
We're
either,
not
to be
down
honest.
there.
Do you want to pull it out?
As-
You try and pull it out.
Do you go? Are you still
You
peering
won't
down the
go out
hole?
on
I'm still
one
looking
head.
down, yeah.
You just hear this voice just go.
Yeah, but we
Fuck's
are sleeping before we go down there.
Can you lower me? Can you guys like anchor and lower me?
It's
down?
not far down. Like it's.
You can jump.
It's a 10 foot. It's just a 10 foot drop. It's
Oh, okay, I'll drop down there.
okay. Make an acrobatics
Yeah,
check.
we
Yeah, jump
It's,
down there.
it's not a high DC, but
Can you guys be ready with some rope before I jump down?
Who's got the rope?
I've got a rope. Don't you have a rope?
I have a rope too. It's my rope.
15.
15, yeah, easy. Just elven superhero landing.
Big drill
Little drill.
at bottom of hole.
She is. You can now that you see so she is sweating. She is like breathing heavily, and the pipes are almost like
So
Pumping.
it's a woman.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Does it look like if I take the straps off, she's gonna just like hang from the pipes?
You're looking at it, and it's a simple. There are things like embedded
Like,
into
can
her.
I figure out how to just take it off?
You get the sense that if you used your thieves tools, you could probably get her out of it fairly easily.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, make a thieves tools check. So roll a d20, add your proficiency modifier. Because you're proficient with thieves tools.
He's fishing.
That'd be a 3.
Okay, so you're unsure of where to start cutting.
Okay, I'm just gonna cut the strings for our hands.
You go to do that, and it seems to be made of a lot tougher material than you thought. So you just this is not. You got a 3. You don't want to.
Okay, I'll try again then. From somewhere else. Starting in a different direction.
Give me a hand.
I don't know if you can.
I can do many things.
It's at this point that he does poke his head over the door and just like, need a hand.
If you jump down
Sure.
there, you have to be fucking careful not to do it wrong.
Okay, so you drop down.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop
Make an
it.
acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
If you do this
That's
wrong,
athletics
you are
is
going to knock yourself unconscious.
16 plus
Yeah.
4, 20.
Fine.
I wanted him to get like
Oddly
and
graceful.
smack his head on.
Oddly
So
graceful.
flip.
Almost the exact positioning that Delfo took, but instead of a 6 foot lanky elf, it's a 6'10" dragonborn with a pot belly.
Now I'm gonna show you how it's done.
What are you gonna do?
Pull out pipe.
You're gonna start.
Yes,
Attempt-
we're gonna start
you're,
pulling out
so you're,
pipes.
you're attempting to smash her out of it.
Yes.
Okay,
We're gonna kill
roll.
her.
It said nothing can go wrong.
Roll an
there.
attack.
We should find out what's in the pipes. Probably a
We'll
blood.
figure it out when it comes out.
Since you're just pulling them with your arms, just literally just roll an attack. So
Okay.
roll d20 plus your proficiency modifier.
It's my proficient one from my hand.
Plus 2.
Plus 2, cool. 4 plus 2 is 6.
So you immediately go straight for these pipes in her collarbones and just pull them out, and this arcane crackles through the entire mechanism straight into you, and
We should have done that.
I mean,
you take 4 points of psychic damage.
I like collapse again.
As does the creature in the mechanism. So you see this horrible wave of energy go, and just both the creature but the creature just goes, ah, and Bill just goes, hits the fucking dirt.
Okay.
and I'm on the whole
To be fair, I do
going,
have
what's
potions
going
of
on
healing.
down there?
Actually, no, I tell a lie. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
You may be able to get out of this.
No, let him be.
She makes her save, so she doesn't take any.
Wisdom saving throws. Here we go. 18 plus.
You make it so you don't take the
Okay.
damage.
Woohoo!
It waves over you, and you grit your teeth, and you snarl, but it passes.
I'm
and
still a bar.
And I ain't doing that again.
I still feel like we should sleep
At this
before
point-
investigate.
At this point, you can now try again with your thieves.
I'm gonna try again then.
Okay.
16. What did you say? Proficiency?
Add your proficiency modifier.
Just the proficient, not.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so 18.
That's enough. So now that you've seen, now that you didn't want to be embarrassed by Bill, and you've had a chance to see how this mechanism works when it goes off, you're now like, okay, and you pick your moments and you start unbuckling in the right places. It's almost like playing a very risky game of Operation. But now, after a few minutes of doing this and him looking over your shoulder going, don't do that, it hurts. Not there, it fucking hurts. You do manage to get this creature free.
Do you speak common or draconic?
She looks at you, she looks at you and she goes, common is fine.
Why are you strapped into this thing? What is it? I'm assuming it's a minor, but why are you strapped into it?
I disagree with the family business.
Oh, you mean looting?
Slaves.
Oh, slaves.
It's good business, isn't it?
My people.
Sorry, what are your people?
The Durgar
Oh yeah, we knew that, right? Sorry. Carry on.
believe that every creature, other than ourselves, should be chained and forced to work.
Oh, so you're Nazis?
What's a Nazi? I voiced my displeasure and was chained to this contraption that she bangs on it with her fist and it's all bubbly.
Was it moving because of your energy, like your life?
It moves with my life force. I'm amazed I'm still alive.
Oh. You're not gonna like go nuts and kill us in a second, are you?
If you try and stop me running away as far away from this thing as possible, I might.
No, I have one question.
Yeah.
Can you teach us about this? Take out the sword. The hill.
So I take it my sister's dead.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good.
She was a bit of a bitch.
Ah, that's the Knight's Tooth.
The sword is called the Knight's Tooth. Right.
I take. She looks at Bill's cut that he has across his throat that's blackened. She goes, I take it you already know what it does.
It sucks.
Should I jump down the hole with anything?
But if she's dead,
You didn't have to.
I might,
We'll just relay it to you.
after a night or two, I'd say it would accept a new master.
Cool. Okay. Are you gonna be okay?
Well, I can't go back where I came. And I take it everybody up outside of this hall doesn't really like the Durgar right now.
I'd imagine probably
That's
not.
what they call. They call them dwarf things for ages.
I think I'll make my own way.
But are you going to survive? You're not going to walk 100 feet and die.
I'm just about. Should we ask about the
I'll,
note?
I'll survive to the morning.
Do you know
The
who the
nothing.
amethyst is?
Some overground client of my sister's.
Okay. You don't know anything about a rendezvous point that you were supposed to be heading to?
That was after I was strapped into the device.
Okay.
I've been in there for a few months.
healing potion.
She sort of muscles herself up a bit and she goes, "A night's rest outside of that contraption will do me the world."
Okay. I'm gonna give her some rations. Have some food.
She gladly accepts and just starts just gnawing on a bit of dried meat and just.
I don't have any more questions. You can I mean you can come up with us and we'll just, let them know that you're not a bad guy.
I don't expect to be trusted, but if you could stop
I mean,
them from
I don't
sticking
trust
blades
you,
in my
but-
body in a second, I'm walking out of this one.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
all.
We'll do that. You'll go out that way instead of traipsing miles through tunnels, just because
It's easier.
that's not good for you. and
So
stuff.
you help her out of the hole. And
Wait,
the four gnomes, the three gnomes that immediately come out of this way immediately look and just go, "No!" and just start picking up pitchforks and anything
Wait,
big with them and start
guys.
running up.
This one was a prisoner. This one was a
Stop.
prisoner. It's fine.
Make a sweet check. With advantage because Bill is helping you.
Stop.
She's living petrol.
It was a 4 with advantage.
Are we killing gnomes tonight?
No.
Well, I will just stand in front of her.
They just look at you and go, "Chain it up."
No, chill.
What about intimidation?
Chill out, gnome boys.
My
Make a
gnome
persuasion
boys.
check.
My gnome boys.
What up, gnome boys?
15.
His persuasion's off the charts.
And my persuasion is 4, so that's 19.
Yeah.
There we go.
They just sort of look at you, look back to him and just go, "You keep an eye. You stay away from the houses." And she just goes, "Trust me. Tomorrow morning you won't even know I was here."
There's cake in the house.
Laughing backward. Sleep in the stables with Shelley.
Do they know about the other
You
one?
can sleep in the stables with Shelley. That's the snail.
I know. I'll find it.
Not the
And she just
not the crushed
Stomps
snail.
out the door.
The living snail.
Cool. Right.
What was the dead snail called?
Didn't have a name. So
It did have a name above the...
I don't remember reading it.
Oh
wait,
you
no,
did.
we did read
You
it.
did.
I can't remember what it was
I can't
called.
remember what it is either, so I'll have to just look it up. Give me a second.
You still get flooded by them Monday. Just what I want to see. I'm sure it's
I'll
got
just send me
something
a fucking note on this one.
going on in chat. It's called update time. Season 6 has started.
Yeah.
If I'd realised that, I would have put it on download before coming out. I just like everything up to date, to be honest.
Okay, there it is.
What we found?
The name of the dead snail.
So the actual
Oh,
show,
I think I wrote it down somewhere.
Mr. Blinks.
Yes, Mr. Blinks.
The damn name is. Mr. Blinks
Right.
Shelley.
Can you guys open the door? We need to go check on our horses and donkey. Donkeys and horse.
Donkeys!
How about we spend the night with the gnomes and then
You
we
did-
deal with it?
We need to get them in from
Oh yeah,
outside.
we'll go get them in. That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Because the gate closed behind us.
And
didn't
they just go, "If you pull the lever, it should come right up unless they broke it."
Pull the lever,
I
Delfo.
don't remember. I just remember.
There was
it coming back
there
down.
was a lever outside the door and there was a
There was
gnome
a guy.
corpse
Yeah.
outstretched like that on the floor.
Okay, let's yeah. Well, you guys don't have to come. I'm gonna go get.
Go pull the
I'm gonna
lever.
go
Easy
get
enough, you go up and you
the horse.
you
I'm
pull
gonna
the thing
go
and it,
get Gus.
Yeah.
and you just go, and the horse comes in and then literally a few seconds behind it,
Gus and Dave.
Gus and Dave,
That's
Gus
Dave.
and Dave, the ponies come in. They just
Donkeys.
sort of donkeys. I do apologise. And they just sort of start chilling. They look. This whole environment is gnome sized, so a full size horse in here is kind of like it's a perception nightmare because everything either looks further away or the horse looks really fucking close.
It's a giraffe.
As you walk past the drying house, you can see that outside the drying house, you can see that the gnome family have come out, and you can hear sort of commotion in the house as they're starting to fix it.
Let's go eat them cupcakes. Or
So you go into the house and you can see an empty tray of cupcakes and many and Tay, just with mouths covered in chocolate, just going.
No.
You left a 4-year-old gnome and Tay alone with 10 cupcakes.
No.
No.
It's only 9.
I could have done with one.
Right. Do you guys have somewhere we can rest for the night? That would be handy.
Just take their beds.
They sort of look at all of their gnome-sized furniture and look at Bill.
I've taken the
We
cat.
just want somewhere safe to sleep.
Oh, you can and Rooney just pops up and goes, "Oh, inside the stump is should be safe now that
Should be
that's
safe.
dealt with. Boys, maybe fill up the hole." And they go, "Just pack shovels and run
Oh,
off."
by the way, the octopus is cool.
Silas.
He's our friend now.
Yeah.
Alright.
Real cool.
At
No
that,
problem.
at that point, Menny just goes, "Tay, do you want to meet Silas?" And she goes, "I think I've already met him." And he's like, "No, really meet him." And I go, "Okay," and they like walk out.
Okay, I'm gonna go to a corner somewhere. Just put my bedroll down.
That's a good idea.
Chill out.
I'm gonna wash the blood off me.
I'm gonna sleep with my sword hill like a teddy bear.
I just imagine just rolls over and ignites it. Through himself.
Okay. So it's now.
Well, so I need time
It's
to
still
sew my
early evening,
wounds
but
up.
you guys have had a bit of a day. So you
Yep.
guys bed down. I will say you bed down just next to the fountain, and you can
I'll
see
go,
Silas is back out, and he's Menny is showing Tay how to play basically a glorified big game of pat a cake with the giant
That's
octopus.
horrendous. Got 8 arms just go.
I just feel
Like, she just goes, "Look," she just goes, "Look," claps twice and holds her hands out, and Silas just goes, and does it as well. yeah. But no, you take your night's rest. You,
have my shoulder blades sewn up.
yeah, you do. So you all get all of your hit points, all of your spells, all of your abilities
God.
back.
Give me a rubber.
And you get the Knight's Tooth.
Oh, I thought it was night as in, you know.
No.
All black and foamy and any turns on.
Yeah, it acts as a +1 short sword.
Yes.
So you, with every attack and damage roll, you immediately get another +1.
And it can't be used in the day.
It can't be used in direct sunlight.
Hey, you want to see something? Come here.
So
I'd be better
you
off
take
with that.
you take your long rest. You wake up the next morning.
Mhm.
A lot of the gnomes are now already at work. You can see the dungaree wearing gnomes hard at work fixing the front doors and assessing any damage. One of them is moving piece by piece using a wheelbarrow the corpse of Mr. Blink.
It's just this horrible
I'm
I
imagining.
was just picturing them walking out and finding that thing. The one that freed itself and just went. Do you remember we?
Oh yeah.
And it
There's
just like
also,
splattered.
there's also a crater with just the shoes left of one.
So I'm just thinking about Mr. Blink, just the rancor tamer.
Yeah.
It's just
Literally. Yeah, no, it's the next day.
they must enjoy.
As you guys are waking up, Rooney comes by and she goes, "Oh, well, first matters are in order," and she just, and this massive great flying fox bat comes down from the canopy carrying a really big sack and lands and plops it in your hands, and she goes, "I believe my notes mentioned a reward."
Okay.
You open it up.
Yeah.
There's 250 gold pieces in there.
I'll take it.
Wait, fair enough. I did everything yesterday.
Sure. I can't split 250 by 3.
Yes. So 150, 50, 50.
Okay. For that, we're gonna get 100 each, and you're gonna get
Let the GM get his calculator.
250. We're getting 100 each. You're getting 50 for that.
Fine.
Technically, you could each get 83 gold and 33 copper.
No, we split it.
Yeah.
We're getting 100
No,
gold,
no.
and he's getting 50.
My comments are not allowed.
Nope.
Right.
I've got a lot of gold all of a sudden.
So 351 gold now. Apparently that pencil doesn't rub out. And you're what, 50 extra.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, I believe the muskravens are also.
Oh wait, that's the wrong gold. That's silver. Let's try that
Yeah, you
again.
can have 50 silver.
I believe the muskraven family also want to give you something if you want to speak to them.
Hell yeah. I
I
mean,
didn't tell you. Have you guys been to Baywin's house yet?
We did. Luckily it was one of the farmhands that went to check on him, and not many.
We did try. We told her to stay away.
We have removed him from his.
I didn't know
how
how
to
to
cover
cover
it.
it. We had to wait.
He will be buried with our
The hole.
greatest rates.
just chuck it down the hole. It's already
We actually
dug for you.
take our dead out and bury them in nature. So.
Well, our condolences, I guess.
I thought I was like, damn it!
Nice. Yeah, I guess that's, yeah, condolences. Sorry for your loss and all that. Rip.
He was a good man, very clever. We like to keep ourselves to ourselves. Not many people know the location of Copper Quill, but a few of Baywin's colleagues have visited here on occasion.
Do you know someone called Nomeo?
It's quite a common name in
She's
our-
gonna roll it. She's gonna roll
know
she's gonna roll a history check. Yes, there was a Nomeo that came some years ago. They left for a few months.
Has he been around recently?
No, not for
Wasn't he
years.
meant to be coming here, or was it just...
No, he told us to go to if we needed to get in touch with him to go through here.
Oh,
Okay. Was he? Did he work here or did he just travel through?
Baywin used to just describe him as an old colleague.
That's a shame. That's shady.
yeah, now...
Well, no, it's a shame we can't speak to the only person he knew. Okay. We'll go to the Musgraven's house then.
Maybe we should
Let's go.
learn necromancy next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go in and the father of the family is currently measuring the doorway for a new door. And
Hi.
he looks up at you.
Hello.
Do you want me to hold the top of that for
He
you?
goes, excellent, I take it you will be leaving us soon, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the boys have collected something. Gentlemen, the sacks, if you don't mind. And each of them come carrying these smaller sacks than the gold one you got. It's not much. Don't have much to spare, really. But these will find a tidy price wherever you travel. And they offer you £40 worth of the Nilhog's nose mushrooms. And £20 of the dried dwarf trilomacta mushrooms.
Cool.
Who wants to carry the shroom?
I just remember.
Roll an edge.
No, I already know.
You do.
I did this, and I didn't tell these two.
No, you didn't. You know that the Nilhog's nose, the amount of Nilhog's nose they've given you is worth 70 gold pieces, and the amount of dwarf trilomax they've given you is roughly worth about 40 gold pieces, depending on where and how you sell them.
I'll take the expensive ones and just keep them on my person because I know the value of them.
Okay, so you have £40 of Nilhog's nose mushroom.
You have a bag? Ingredients that can go.
They're just mushrooms to me, are they?
Roll an edge check.
Yeah, that's an nature. +0.
9.
Shrooms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try one.
Okay.
Which one? Mushroom.
Which
the
one?
The ones that he hasn't stuck in his own bag.
Okay, so you try a dwarf trilomax.
I'm gonna try a short drill now.
Okay.
I'll eat root
Give
mushroom.
me a second and I will tell you what that experience is like.
They just look tasty. So
I
just
thought
look-
you didn't like mushrooms.
This is Bill.
This is Bill actually.
I thought they were the same thing.
No.
They're pretty much.
Do you eat the whole mushroom?
I'm just the old.
Okay, well the top of it is very leathery and chewy.
Oh.
But as you work, so you're like,
You have to.
but as you
work on
like roll it round and start biting on the stalk, You sense that if this was prepared properly, it probably would be quite delicious.
It's mushrooms.
Meanwhile, Nate Boy's just like,
I'm gonna take the
You know, because of your nature check, that the dwarf shrimp, the head, the top bit, is used for leathercraft. The stalks are soaked into a soup.
I'm just going to sit there.
What do you spend time with it?
I'm gonna take the 39 that's left.
And chewing on it for 10 minutes.
Which ones are they again?
Well, that was £20.
For £20.
£20. As in weight.
That's a
£20.
lot of mushrooms.
Yeah, I wrote down £40.
Yeah.
So £20 of what were these ones?
Dried dwarf shrimp. Oh, they are dried. So yeah, the stalk was delicious.
Food. That one.
The stalk was delicious.
Nice.
Nice.
But the other bit was like almost like basically eating a book, like the cover of a
I
book.
feel like he's done that.
For some
I
weird
wouldn't be
reason.
surprised if he's done
Isn't
that.
that's how you gain knowledge.
That's why you
That
got
is,
kicked out
that
the
is
library.
exactly how you get
How you
knowledge.
gain knowledge, you ingest it.
That's why he's no longer at school.
Yeah.
That's why he's on a gap
Yeah,
year.
you got banned from the library.
Go back to the library for reading books.
As you guys have been talking about this, by the way, you can see like Taya's got down to her knees and is giving Benny just like this huge bear because it's a tiny 4-year-old gnome. It's like
Big
that
as a
big.
child, no.
And even Taya's not a very big person, but she's still like full on, like shoulder on shoulder, giving this little guy a hug.
Yeah.
Can you... What's his name again?
Which one?
The dude that just gave us the stuff here. I think he's like the head of the family.
He is. His name is Leroy Jenkins. No, he has. He would have introduced himself yesterday as Eldon. Eldon Musgrave.
Eldon, do you... And I'm going to just show him the note. Does
Just
that
whips
name...
out a pair of reading glasses.
Does that name ring any bells?
Oh, Baywin, of course. Yeah.
Nope, the
He
Amethyst.
lives here. He's the oh.
Baywin doesn't live here anymore.
Yeah. I know of the gem, but no one that goes by that name.
Okay. Do you deal with anyone from the what did you call it? Underworld?
Underdark.
Underdark?
Lord no.
Missed.
So we're filling this stream with jump scares now, are we?
Clap sync.
Think clap. He goes, oh no, the Underdark's full of drow and Durga and horrible trolls and ogres and you've seen the manner of beasts that come out of there.
Where is the Underdark?
It's miles under.
It's underneath the dark stuff.
Anywhere that's like below ground civilization is considered the Underdark.
Where the ugly folk go, you fit in.
Time to punch Paladin.
You know how well that goes for you.
It's Paladin punching time.
I ain't gonna punch the Paladin yet.
Yeah, because you'd end up
Paladin,
dead again.
Paladin's worth stuff at the moment.
He beat you last fight you had.
Yeah, did
Oh, but I was worn out.
You actually had already had 2
Watch
fights.
your tone.
You still have to take me.
Pardon. Phrasing.
Right.
Well, since you woke up, the other Durgar
Yeah.
gone. Left sometime in the night.
Oh,
That's fine.
We didn't know.
He was. She was
You
a
never
good
asked
guy.
for her name.
No, you did not.
It's fine.
I gave her food.
She'll recognise us hopefully.
Hopefully. Right.
If you see her again.
Okay, cool. Horses are ready to go.
As you go out there, Rooney has been tending to the horses, preparing to leave, and she does comment. She goes, "I don't know whether it's already been said, but we do like to keep to ourselves here. So if you could maybe not tell
I'm sure we're forgetting all about you.
We would be
We'll
very
probably
grateful.
forget in the next
I've
couple of
already
days.
forgotten.
It's fine. He's stupid. He doesn't remember.
I can't read a map.
She's on a holy crusade, and I'm the same as you. I don't like getting known, so no one's gonna remember. No one's gonna know where this place is. Remember what? Right. So let's head on.
You just hear on your shoulder.
Yeah,
Munin has somehow found a mushroom.
Didn't just come back after the fight because you just sent it outside.
No, I set him up to fly.
Yeah.
Basically, when you're not directly saying what Munion's doing, I assume that he's either on Delfo's shoulder or he's off doing cat dragon things.
Fly around, push
Every now and
him
again, I'll
off the
just
shelf.
mention what Munion's doing.
I'm just gonna pet him. Enjoy. Right.
It's a very muffled for a mushroom.
We are going to get on our steeds.
If you can call him that.
Where am
Mine is
I
a steed.
Mine's an ass.
That is, that is incredibly accurate, yes. It is literally
Nice! What are they called again? I keep forgetting.
Gus and Dave.
Gus and
Mine's
Dave,
Gus.
that's it.
This is Dave.
Yep, they pull the trolley.
Sure. The big trolley.
Big
mate.
trolley.
Right. So,
Where you dress as a
Where-
pilgrim.
we're here.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
We're trying to get to Jagrockport.
I
That's
just-
why you guys are doing that.
So-
DM's gonna go for a quick piss.
Just open the window.
You have
Yes,
to
I'm go-
stand on the fucking windowsill.
Yes, I'm going to piss on
Probably
the
have to squeeze through here and just move the battery pack.
Or enjoy my belly, internet.
Right.
That DC is gonna get a lot higher when I get drunk.
What we're going to do, because that was where those raiders came from to get you.
We can cut
From
through the
there.
forest.
So yeah, exactly. If we just follow the river along, we should find that bridge and then head up to, and then we can safely follow the road.
Yep, to Jackal-Port.
The camera's turned off again. GoPros are really not that great.
No, they turn off. That's why a lot of the people stop using for racing now.
I
They
think it's
use
just got hot.
they use that expensive bullet system.
Bullet.
So you've got these 4 bullet cans you can put on your car. They've got this box that sits in your car that records your speed and your G-force and everything.
Oh, right.
People start using them now with the GoPros.
Oh, okay.
But the whole kit's a grand.
I want to get the Sony ones, the
Yeah,
Sony action
that's-
cameras. They're supposed to be better than them.
Pretty
as well.
much. Near enough the same price as just the GoPro by itself.
Yeah, but can block endorsers them.
Yeah.
That's why they're so popular.
Yeah.
So we go up the river, across the bridge, and then to
follow the
Jackal-Port.
river, yeah. And then we should be good to go.
What's that? A shoe.
This looks like a ruin.
It's a shoe.
It's the woman who lives in the shoe.
You can't live in a shoe if you don't have a soul.
That's literally Italy and Cyprus.
That is your
Not Cyprus. There's the other one that sounds like a citrus. What's it called? The island.
Greece.
Oh.
Ibiza.
That'd be
No!
Greece.
Sounds like a
That
citrus.
sounds like a citrus. I bet
It's got lots of citrus.
Spelling
drinks.
is what he said. Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a citrus.
Oh, what do you like? What do you like in your drinks? Do you want a lemon? Do you want a lime? Or do you want a grease?
Have some grease, love.
Just give it a top of a WD form.
It's a Dragonborn Devils can see that.
Not surprised.
So what is
Right, so just so you know where we're going.
That's what I was going to say. So guys, what are you doing?
We are going to head up the river.
Okay.
We're going to follow the river up. We're going to avoid this little town because that's where the bounty came from.
Yep.
Cross the bridge. Maybe depends if there's ruins there. We might investigate the ruins. And then
There's a
head up to
shoe.
Dragonworth. We're going to follow the.
There's a
This is the shoe we were talking about.
Oh, okay. It's not a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I say, this map was drawn by Tay. It does have some artistic merit. Merit. So not all of the distances are accurate.
We're just going to follow the river till we find till we find a bridge.
AKA, I'm really shit at making maps. That took me 3 days.
We've got to
Just
find
show
the
it to the camera because it is pretty, but it did take.
It
me,
is
pretty
pretty,
can't lie
but
about
it's.
It did take me 3 days.
It took a little while to.
You are here.
That was made on Incarnate, by the way. Spawn, not spawn.
Not spawn.
Spawn, not spawn.
You want to know how long it took me? About 20 minutes. I pressed a button and it came out. The other one took a lot longer.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we're just going to follow the river.
Okay.
So listen out for the sound of the river and head towards
So it takes you. So you go out. So
Sorry,
you,
you're going. I was stuck in my head like that.
You-
Place that sounds like citrus.
so you end.
What?
Sorry, I'm trying to carry on. Let's do
Yeah.
a citrus. So you're trying to find an island that sounds like citrus?
Mango Island.
No, it's literally
Mango
Sicily.
Island. Sicily.
How does that?
Sounds like citrus.
Oh, sounds like.
Sounds like citrus.
I thought you meant like a
okay,
citrus.
I get that.
fruit.
No, there's no island named after
I see your point. I see your point.
Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't think of that name. Anyway,
So the first hour of your travel, as you leave Coppercool, and Rooney and a few of the other gnomes waving you off.
Bye, gnomes.
Bye gnomes.
by you the people.
He's so tiny.
It takes you about an hour to once again leave the dark forest glade that you have been in, which is very easy to do since you've been in here for a day now. Delfo is suddenly in his zone. Like even on horseback, he is spotting easy to go tracks, avoiding deep pits or awful terrain or anything that he points out something and he goes, predators hunt here, we have to move. And he's like, he is in his zone.
And then we're going on the kid one.
Yeah.
Kid one.
No.
So as you make
back of the wagon.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be in the back of the wagon. You can't ride a donkey.
That's
Oh,
true.
oh.
so
As
as you make your way out of the deep but sun-speckled woodland that is around Coppercoil, the trees begin to clear, and as you step out into the sun once again, it is lovely. It's a boom. Drop your tankard.
Oh!
It's early morning. The sun is just now cresting off to the left, off to your right-hand side, just cresting over the hills, glowing this lovely, beautiful orange. There are a few clouds in the sky, but it's mostly a good morning. Quite windy, you notice, as you watch great gusts of wind blow through the long grass that covers these plains, as if a great army is charging towards you through the winds like that. Those big waves. Nearby, you surmise just over the next sweeping incline off to your left, you can hear the sounds of moving water.
Towards the river we go.
Towards the river!
As you crest over the hill towards the sounds of the rushing water, your elven hearing leading the way, you gaze upon an extremely wide river. Flowing steadily in the slight valley between these two series of hills, the river is flowing with strength but not with urgency, as it makes its way downhill from the northeast down to the southwest, towards the ocean. It stretches well over 100 feet across. And by the lack of the rock formations that you can see along the way, you surprise that it is probably quite deep. As you try and focus, as you bend down to try and focus on the water to start to gauge its speed, you see several large fish break the surface, gulping for air.
There's fish. Anyone got a fishing rod?
Nope.
Okay, and we're not eating tonight.
But next to the river there is, because the hill isn't immediately hill dump river. It's quite a flat. It's like a lower course bit of river. So there's a lovely grassy trail just next to it. It avoids most hills, and it's just you can for this point at least you can quite easily keep the river on your left
We'll just do that then.
and travel that way.
We'll just follow the river till we find the bridge. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
You do notice tide marks as well. Not very big, but you know where the stuff gets docked. Like this river does seem to be at least partially tidal.
Is it wet though?
Do you put your head in it?
No, I'm not putting my head in the river.
What do you want to know if it's wet or not? You have an intelligence of 3. You want to know if it's wet or not?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Here we go then.
Hey guys!
Okay.
Okay.
Follow it up. I guess I'm going to do a perception check to see if I can figure out what lives in the river, if there's anything, you know. Just checking around.
Do you want to look around or do you want to think about what sort of creatures will be in the river?
No, I want to look around.
Perception check. So you normally lead the way on the horse, so...
Yeah. That was worse.
That's 6.
It's 10 total.
10? It's a lovely guy.
Okay. It is. Cool.
Except for the wind.
It's not blowing you off your feet, but every now and again, keeps dropping his tankard.
That's the wheel.
Like every now and again, you just get the that takes your hair and just sort of moves you in your seat a little bit.
In that case, I'm going to look in the river now and see if there's anything, if I know of any species or anything.
Roll a nature check.
That would be 17.
17. You surmise from where it is in its lower course, it is probably quite brackish. Probably quite brackish water. It's not very fresh. It's certainly not drinkable
Okay.
at this point. But from the size of it and the depth it is, you could probably imagine that this place it's home to quite a few fish, maybe a few things that eat the fish.
Maybe not stand close to it.
Maybe
We've
big
already
fish.
had a run-in with something that's bigger than fish.
Yeah, crocodile.
And a giant frog. It's fine.
At the mention of the toad, you swear you see Freya wince.
Okay, but let's maybe take,
At the moment,
15,
there's
20
there's
feet
no
off away
with an age
from
check of
the water.
17. There's no like immediate sense of like there's no like claw marks that immediately go doesn't fuck off alligator. Like, there's nothing
Yeah,
that immediately prickles you and just go this is awful.
yeah, okay. I want to keep an eye out then as we're going along. I just want to
One eye on the river.
passively keep an eye on the ground, see if there's anything.
I've got a nice little paragraph here that I really took a lot of thought into, so I'm quite going to enjoy reading this.
Go for
There
it.
we go.
So as you make your way northeast, keeping this gaping bulk of moving water to your left, you're gradually pushing your speed. Like this is untamed territory. It's your horse in the cart is not moving with the speed it was. It's not moving as fast because it's a nice plain, but it's not a dirt trail.
Yeah.
So the donkeys especially are starting to struggle with pulling this a little bit. They're not exhausted yet, but you're going to have to rest them soon, otherwise at some point in the day, otherwise it's going
Wait
to be a
for
very
those
long
charities
day for
coming
them.
after us.
The grass at points is coming up to like the horses' bellies. Like at some points where it's very untamed, the grass is very high. The slightly clouded skies above and the sounds of water moving downhill with persistence. This is probably the most peaceful you guys have felt since you came together. Delfo, your mind briefly goes back to those lonely nights spent sitting in the branches of trees, watching the sun move across the sky, listening to birds.
Waiting to kill
And you look back at your companions, Munin flying around over your head. You find yourself wondering how you ever went alone for as long as you did. Bill, you're sat at the back of the car, feet dangling off the sides, and you spot a small patch of truffles growing in a patch of grass as you saunter by.
He's gonna jump out, isn't he?
And your mind briefly flashes back to your tiny stick-wielding drinking buddy.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere else.
And you wondered, and you hope to yourself that his quest is going as well as yours is.
It's fine.
Freya, as you're lazily guiding the donkeys and the cart across the sea, you notice on the top of one of the hills to the right is a large dead tree, swaying breeze that you can hear creaking in the wind. And whilst the usual wave of sadness and anger and reminiscing goes above you, once it passes, you're sort of left with a sense of purpose. And you briefly smile to yourself as you wonder what she would think of the people you currently travel with.